Lord Jesus, what done happened to my waist? What in the perimenopause, now postmenopause, is going on here? Somebody explain these answers to me, please, 'cause I'm thickums around the waist. Hey YouTube, what's up? It's your girl Nicole. Welcome back to my channel. Excuse my voice, I'm sick. It's the week of my birthday. And speaking of my birthday, by the time you see this video, it will be November 22nd, my birthday, and I'm turning 50. Welcome to my 50th birthday fat loss journey video. Once upon a time, there was this girl, Nicole, who had a snatch waist, and you couldn't tell her nothing. Take a look at these pants. Look at how they fit. It was nice. My waist wasn't spilling over. They fit perfectly, perfect. My waist was very, small in proportion to the pants. I was feeling my waist back then, okay? Then life happened, honey. Life happened, that's right. Eating too much on occasions over time, then perimenopause coming. And with perimenopause and menopause, we can gain weight around our midsection just for no reason. Automatically. There's no reason, right? And it's not fair, okay? But we don't have to keep it like that. We can do something about it. And that's what I'm going to do. So I decided to start a little journey in June of 2024 to get my waist back. Now those pictures were old. Now this is what you might see now, right? It doesn't look so bad. But honey, let me tell you, social media is not always the way it seems to be. I'm leaning forward. My hands are kind of on the side, kind of covering up stuff, the angle, all these things come into play. So my waist doesn't look like it's big, but believe me, my waist is thick. It is not the way it used to be. And I'm not trying to get it back to like high school size or anything like that, but at least can I kind of get it back to the way it was like 7 years ago, or at least almost. I'm not going to expect it to be as small as it was because I am in menopause. Things are different. My body's changed, but I'm going to try to get it somewhat decent. You might see a picture like this. This is recent. Angles, high-waisted pants under the top. Things camouflage things and makes things look better. But believe me, my waist is thick, and you're going to see those pants that you saw in the beginning, how my waist looked with those pants. You're going to see how they fit now. The proof is going to be in the pudding. Just want to give you a few more examples. This might be a video I might post on Instagram or something like that. You guys look at this and think, oh, ain't nothing wrong with her waist, right? Again, thick, and you'll see. So in June, I decided to start my journey. I started off at 152.4. I only did this weight for you guys. I wasn't tripping off the number on the scale. My concern was more so losing the fat that I've gained around the midsection. And my back, that's going to be another part 2. But so the starting weight was 152.4. I know people like numbers, so I want to make sure I showed you guys the starting weight. This was around June 3rd of 2024 when I weighed in at this weight. See, I told you. Now look at the picture on the left. That's how they used to fit. Waist was on point, not spilling over. Now, in June, I didn't take before pictures in June, but I have this video. I can't even get the freaking flap to touch the buttons. My waist might not look that thick to you guys, but obviously I can't get it to touch. Something changed. It's crazy what hormones can do to you. I never believed this when I was younger. I used to think, oh, I won't have that problem. I have a small waist. Honey, please, my waist has changed dramatically. I can't even get it to freaking touch the thing. So anyway, over the course of the months, I started this journey in June. I just ate, my typical way of eating, my high raw lifestyle, my favorite breakfast, yogurt with chia seeds and put blueberries with tangerines. I made a lot of ice cream. I ate salads. Sometimes I would eat cooked foods. Sometimes I would eat more raw than anything. I ate a lot of fruit. You know how I do. You guys can go check out some of my playlists, what I eat in a day, high raw, things like that. So over the course of the time, I pretty much ate my normal way of eating, which doesn't seem to be a problem. Like on the day to day, the way I eat is good, right? It's when I would go to birthday parties, different events, and things where I would eat like kind of out of my norm, which would put me in a surplus, meaning I eat more than I burn. And I can easily gain a pound or two of water sodium weight overnight. And then I have to work on that. Then I have to work on getting that off the next couple of days. So my weight loss was very slow over these months because the first couple of months I kept going backwards on the weekends. You know what I mean? Like when you eat certain things that are out of your norm, it just makes you gain weight, like at restaurants and stuff. So as I said, I was determined to lose fat. I've always worked out, but I'm not consistent with my working out. I would, work out for a couple of months and then I would just focus on cardio and just walking. But since April of 2024, I've actually been working out very consistently every week. And I also learned that when you start going through perimenopause and stuff, women, we have to lift weights. We can't just do cardio. We have to build strength. We have to develop muscle because we are at risk for osteoporosis. And we need the weights to burn fat and all that kind of stuff. So don't just do cardio. Again, sorry about my voice. It's really irritating and hard to talk. But over the course of, 5 months or so, I worked on my full body, basically. I would change my workout every couple of months, but, I would work on upper body, certain parts on certain days, and then my legs on another day. Then I did that for 4 days a week. Then I decided after a couple of months of that, I went to 3 days of full body. Did that for a couple of months. And then I worked with the coach for about 30 days starting in April, and he had me doing split workouts 4 days a week. So yeah, it was a journey, you guys. So basically I worked out between 3 to 4 days a week, and I walked on the days I didn't work out with weights, but sometimes I would walk even on the days I did lift weights. The days I lifted weights, I probably only did about 20 minutes or so. Or I would either focus on the minutes, 20 minutes, or I would try to get like 6,000 steps or something like that. On the days that I didn't work out, I would try to get like 6,000 to 7,000 steps, or sometimes I would just focus on the minutes and do like 30 to 40 minutes. Sometimes I would walk outside, but not really because the summertime, it was just burning hot outside where I live. So I mostly just walked on my treadmill in the house, which I don't prefer, but I had to do what I had to do. So, I like to make salads and put tofu on it sometimes. I would do high protein days. Some days it would be lower protein. I tracked my food in an app called Chronometer, and it was only about $2.99. But here's the deal. So my regular day-to-day eating is fine. But when I just eat intuitively, meaning I just eat when I'm hungry and stuff, even if it's whole foods, even if it's raw, high raw, whatever, if I just eat intuitively, I can still end up eating too much, meaning eating more than I burn. So I can either gain weight or I can end up maintaining. And that's not what I wanted to do. So the difference of what I did this time was just tracking my food, making sure that I'm staying in a deficit, meaning making sure I'm burning more than I eat. Sometimes when I would go to restaurants, I would bring my own things like that plate you just saw. I ordered the salad and just added tofu. But anyway, yeah, I was very consistent with my workouts. I'm not going to lie, I didn't really get the goal I wanted. Like I wanted to be more muscular and just like my upper body, if I flex and stuff, I can see the definition in the muscle and stuff, but my legs aren't quite the way I want. So I'm still working on that. It might just take a little longer. I'll just be patient with it and just trust the process and keep going. But yeah, I was getting it in. Sometimes I would work out at home, as you see in this clip. I didn't always feel like going to the gym, and that's okay. I had what I needed at home, so that's all that matters. Here's an example. Not that I'm buff or anything, but you can see the muscle definition. I've had this for a while now, but my legs, don't quite like look like that. And that's what I want. I would say most of the 5 months I was doing like high raw, mostly raw, but I did do an experiment for 30 days where I lowered my fruit because I was under the impression that eating too much fruit can raise your cortisol, which can make you gain weight when you're in menopause and stuff. But my high raw vegan nutritionist, who actually coaches a lot of women that are in menopause, he said that that's not the case. And he also showed me, or he told me about some studies he saw that say that fruit does not raise cortisol. So, but I did the experiment for 30 days and I didn't really like it. This was just a grocery haul from, when I started doing the 30 days of low fruit. I was still eating fruit during the 30 days. It was just a lot less per day. So it had me looking bloated and I didn't like that. I like to eat foods that don't require too much sodium because sodium makes me gain water retention. It makes me look bloated and I wasn't feeling that. But it was a nice little experiment to try. It was weird though, lowering my fruit intake. It was a drastic difference in how much fruit I was eating. Never had that low of fruit in my life, so it was weird. I was still eating healthily. I was still eating plant-based. I was still eating a lot of raw food, but I was eating a lot of, just like one cooked meal a day. And yeah, it was just, I don't know, something made it too much sodium. So I made a video about it. I forgot the title, something about reducing my sugar is not for me or something like that. So go check that out. But yeah, I did that for 30 days, realized it wasn't for me, and it's time to move on. Sometimes you have to try things to see what it would be, what it was. So this is a typical meal I would do when I was doing the low fruit, like some chickpeas, brown rice, over arugula with some hummus. But then I would add the seasonings and that would just like, I don't know, put me over. Okay, so now we've been working out for a few months. Now this is August. I am 150, so I lost 2.4 pounds only in 2 months. I was not happy about that. Not about the number, but my body. In these pictures, I didn't take the pictures in June, but my body did not look any different, and it actually looked a little worse. Like my stomach was protruding out. And I think it was after doing that 30 days of low fruit, I was eating more sodium. So as you see, like the stomach is protruding. Yeah, it just wasn't cool. So that was August, but I did have a win. You remember how I showed you guys I was trying to put the pants on? I couldn't even get the thing to touch the flap. Well, after some determination and pushing through, I kept pushing through, as you see. I was determined to get those things buttoned. I was pushing. I was trying. I was like, I can't give up. I have to have a win. My stomach, my pictures didn't look any different to me. I need something to make me feel better about myself. So I kept pushing through and I got one button. Whoa, it's happening. Something happened. Although I did look the same to myself. I didn't show you guys the before pictures. I was like, okay, I got one button, but I wasn't satisfied with that. I wanted to get all three. So I kept trying and trying. But yeah. Oh my God, I got him buttoned. Look, stomach is still spilled over. Not looking good yet, but at least I got him buttoned. That's a win. You got to count all your wins. Okay. So I was pretty happy about that. But this is when I was doing the lower fruit. So I was only eating a little bit of watermelon. Then I would have something like a lentil salad with my tahini dressing. Love making my tahini dressing. It's my favorite. I would do the no salt seasoning. I started later in the 30 days, I started trying to reduce the sodium. And I would have like rice cakes and peanut butter or rice cakes and almond butter, and beans and rice were like a staple of mine. But I don't know, something about increasing cooked foods. I just don't feel as light and free. So yeah, I wasn't really feeling that. Here's my favorite breakfast. chia seeds and blueberries in my plant-based yogurt. And I take vitamins about 3 times a week. These are some of the things I take. Typical breakfast again. So the only difference, what made me, it took a long time to lose weight. And it would have been faster if I wouldn't have kept going backwards on the weekends. You can't really control when you go out to restaurants and stuff. This is why I prefer to just eat at home. And I have some clips coming up of an example of going out. Even if you order something that's not so bad, right? It might even be considered healthy. You don't know how much sodium or fat or calories something is, right? So it can easily make you backtrack. That's why for me, it's better just to eat at home. But sometimes you can't just eat at home. If you're getting invited places, if you're, going to events and stuff, sometimes you can bring your own stuff, but there's some places I just didn't feel comfortable doing that. My basic I would say mostly my basic format of eating was like the yogurt, chia seeds, and blueberries in the morning, maybe a salad with some type of protein on it for lunch, and then for snacks, some type of fruit, and then dinner and ice cream. Okay, here's an example of some things that I might get at a restaurant, right? Empanadas, a salad. Before that, you saw some tacos with mushrooms, things like this. This is a night where the next morning I was up like 1.5 pounds. This pizza just had veggies on it. Veggies and some marinara sauce. But I was like up 1 pound the next day. Or 1.5 pounds. So I had to spend the next couple of days getting it off. And that was like that was what was happening the whole time. Which is why the first 2 months I only lost 2.4 pounds and I didn't see a big change in my waist because of things like that, just going backwards. Don't trip off of me. I had got a box of Nellie's bars. They sent me a free box. Those are so good. But anyway, yeah, the backtracking is what slowed down the fat loss the first couple of months, which is why I had decided that I want to work with a coach just to have that accountability. And I'll talk about that a little bit more coming up. So now it's been another 2 months. Now we're in October, beginning of October 8th to be exact. Now I've only lost 1.2 pounds in 2 months. In total, since the start, was 3.6 pounds. I was like 3.6 pounds in 4 months. Here's my pictures. I still look the same. I'm like, what the freak? Well, I know I wasn't exactly the same because those pants I was able to button, as you saw, when I wasn't able to button them in the beginning. So something must have changed. But when I look at the pictures, I didn't see. This time I decided to measure my waist because my coach wanted me to measure it. It was like a 34.8. I was so depressed. Okay, so is it in this picture? Do you see my waist? Doesn't it look small? Like angles and high-waisted pants do something to the waist and it makes things look small. Anyway, this is when I started working with a coach and I decided I wanted to do raw for 30 days with an exception of quinoa on my salads, just because my body was calling for raw foods, and raw food does not make me lose weight automatically, you guys. I ended up losing weight during the 30 days, but it was only because I was tracking and making sure I was burning more than I ate. That was the only way I lost weight, because I do raw all the time and I don't ever lose weight because I'm always eating intuitively, which equals me eating in a surplus, eating more than I burn or eating the same amount I burn. Day 1 of 30 days raw, and also working with a coach for 30 days. Amon Johnson is his name, from Meathead to Meatless on YouTube and Instagram. Anyway, for breakfast I had a blueberry smoothie with bananas and flaxseed, and I didn't add any stevia. I'm very proud of myself. I'm staying away from stevia for a while to see if it's what's bloating me. So I drank on that a little bit, and then I headed on over to the gym to work on my chest and triceps, a workout that my coach provided me. And then I went to Trader Joe's to get a few things, then came home and made some ice cream with just strawberries, bananas, and spinach. I know that sounds gross, but it is what it is, but it was good. And then I had some seaweed, which is very good for your thyroid. I had about 3 sheets. For a snack, I had almond butter and apples. Then I took my supplements, which I take about 3 times a week. Then I had a nice, delicious arugula and quinoa salad for dinner. And yummy, yummy, yummy. Thank you so much for watching. Day 2 of 30 Days Raw, and also working with my coach, Amon Johnson. This morning, I had a green smoothie. I switched it up a bit. I had some bananas, dates, and spinach, a little bit of almond milk, and water. Then I did my workout at home today because I couldn't get to the gym, but I still got it in. I did back and biceps and worked out with my equipment at home. I had some tangerines. Then I met my friend at a restaurant, had a salad. And I added my own quinoa and my own dressing because I wanted to know how many calories I was eating, just being in control. We just went looking at some stores, and then I came home, sat by the pool, had my snack of some grapes, and enjoyed this beautiful day. It wasn't too hot, not too cold. I was mad because I didn't have any more frozen bananas, so I couldn't have an ice cream. So I just made a smoothie, just bananas and dates and water. So yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. So those are just a few days samples of how I ate on 30 Days Raw. Sometimes I would change it up a little bit, but basically there wasn't a big change in what I was eating during the 30 Days Raw versus before, except for I did take out my yogurt for breakfast. The coach gave me a meal plan, but I didn't really follow his meal plan per se because I wanted to do raw, fully raw, with an exception of my quinoa. He had a high raw meal plan for me, but I didn't want that cooked meal in there, so I took that out. And then I kind of used his meal plan as a guide, but it wasn't really that much of a difference of what from what I already eat. But again, it was more so about having the accountability, knowing that I'm working with someone, helped me stay on track a little bit better. Because as I mentioned, in 4 months, I had only lost 3.5 pounds. And that's because of going out and all that kind of stuff and backtracking. It would just put me backwards. So I was like, for these 30 days, I do not want to come out of these 30 days going up in weight or being the same, because the last 2 times I went raw, I actually was up like a pound or half a pound at the end. And it was because I was just eating intuitively, just eating when I wanted. Wasn't tripping off of how much I was eating. So I didn't want to go through that again. So that's why I was tracking. I was making sure, and I know a lot of people are against, keeping the track of how much they're eating and stuff, but I had to do that because I know me. I know I'll eat in a maintenance way if I don't track. And I didn't want to be maintaining. I'm trying to lose fat. So I had to track. I didn't track every day. Sometimes I would track one way of eating, and then I would eat that for a few days, and then, maybe change it up a little bit. But during the 30 days, I was mainly just eating fruit and ice cream and salads. Can I just say that this sucks that I had to get sick the week of my birthday, which is making my voiceover all jacked up. This sucks, you guys. I hate the way I sound. I'm so sorry. Just want to come on here really quick. I'm not doing any pictures or photos, but I just finished the 30 Days Raw. It's 3 days later. And here's my weight here. I lost 3.5 pounds in the month, and I like to owe it to have an accountability partner. It helped me because normally when I go raw, I don't just lose weight from going raw, because I usually eat intuitively. This time I was tracking, making sure I was in a deficit, making sure I was burning more than I ate, and having that accountability partner push me. 3.5 pounds for some people is not a lot. I didn't have a lot of water to lose. I only had fat to lose, and fat takes a little bit longer. Some people lose 10, 20 pounds in a month. It's because most of it's water, and it's because of what their diet was prior. It was a big change in their diet and a big change in how much they were eating, so they have drastic weight loss. I already eat really clean and high raw, so I didn't have a lot of water to lose. I just had fat, and fat takes a little bit longer. So I'm happy to lose 3.6 pounds. It probably could have been 5.5, but there was a couple of weekends where I ate in a surplus. I ate a little bit more than my regular day of eating, so it kind of made me gain a pound or two, backtrack, and then I had to work on getting that off, so it kind of put me backwards. So but I'm still happy, and yeah, and I lost, well, no, I'm not gonna talk about the inches. I'm gonna wait for 2 more weeks until my birthday. I'll come back with a video, pictures and measurements around my waist. Although I wish I would have started with the measurements in the beginning when I first started this. I didn't start until the beginning of the 30 days. So I'll tell you how much I lost in my waist from, from what was it, October until then. And then I'll try on those pants again, and hopefully those will fit a lot better. And then I'll give you my weight and show you my body and side views and all that stuff. But anyway, thank you guys. Gotta go. See you in the next update. So as of November 9th, I was 7.2 pounds down since June, which is not a lot. But again, it's something, and I'm going to count all wins. Again, it takes a little longer for me. One, because I'm in menopause, so my everything is different now. My metabolism is slower, and then there's also the fact of me backtracking a few weekends and things like that. But let's just look at my arms, though. Can we just acknowledge that? Nice. Hey guys, oh my God, it's 3 more days to my birthday, and I still have a cough. My voice still sounds funny, so I'm still praying for a miraculous healing. I do not want to be sick on my birthday, my milestone birthday. Anyway, this is a random thought. I know I think I told you guys like what I was eating, but I didn't tell you like how the structure looked. Now, again, every day is kind of different, but I would say besides the 30 days raw, because you guys saw a few examples of how I ate 30 days raw, and then I told you I did lower fruit for 30 days. So I was eating my regular breakfast, but I was having like a salad with lentils, and then like peanut butter and rice cakes for a snack, and then like beans and rice and kale or arugula for dinner with hummus or something like that. So I was not eating as much fruit. So those are 2 months of the 5 that were a little different. But when I wasn't doing those 30 days things, I had to get off because I had to cough. When I wasn't doing that, like my typical day, again, it could have changed some days, but my typical day was the yogurt with chia seeds and blueberries with 2 tangerines if they're bigger tangerines, or 3 if they're small. For lunch and dinner, they would be the same, and I would switch depending on, it would either be nice cream or a salad for lunch. And if I had the salad, I would have nice cream for dinner. If I had nice cream for lunch, I would have the salad for dinner. And my salad would be like just like arugula, bell peppers, red onions, cucumbers, either like some quinoa on it or some tofu, or sometimes I didn't have any, or some edamame, or sometimes I didn't have any extra protein on it. I would just get the protein from the tahini dressing I make, and it has nutritional yeast, which also has protein. So I would have that, or I would put lentils on it. And then for snack, I would just either just do all fruit, or maybe I would have like some fruit and then wait a little bit and then have some almonds, or I would do peanut butter and apples, or almond butter and apples. And then if I had the salad for lunch, then dinner would be nice cream. Nice cream would be like 3 frozen bananas, a cup of blueberries, or a cup of strawberries, or dragon fruit, and then 1 tablespoon of peanut butter because I just prefer that, or almond butter. But if I used the raw almond butter, I had to add some kind of a sweetener because the almond butter, it's not sweet. So that was like a typical day. Mostly, so I would say about 3 of the months out of the 5.5 that I was doing this, that's how I was eating. Again, on the weekends or events, it was always different. You saw some clips earlier, like I had pizza one time. It was just all veggies and marinara sauce. You saw I had like these mushroom tacos going out once. I had like these, I forgot the name of them. Mimosa, no. Oh my God, what are those things called? I'll insert the picture here. I forgot what they're called, but they were hecka good, hecka high in sodium. But anyway, so with an exception of going out, my regular day, that's how I ate. Excuse me, and to be honest, that's how I've been eating for the last several years. And but the events and holidays and date nights and things like that would make me gain weight, plus menopause hormonal weight, right? And then what happens is I would eat intuitively, so I would just maintain whatever I gained instead of losing it back. So this time, the reason why I was able to drop some fat was because I was tracking and making sure I was in the deficit, making sure I burned more than I eat. Some people don't have to do that because of whatever their diet was before. It might be a drastic change. It might be a drastic decrease in calories. So they might automatically go into a deficit, not even knowing. Your body knows, people. So, I already eat a clean diet for 90% of my diet and high raw, and then on the weekends I might be off, whatever. But 90% of my diet is clean and stuff. So when I went to do this fat loss journey, it wasn't, I had to go in a deficit, because if I just ate the way I've been eating, the amount the amount of calories was just making me maintain, and I didn't want to maintain, so I had to make sure I was burning more than I ate. Working out, I did say that I worked out 3 to 4 times a week, depending on what my change was. Sometimes I worked out at home. Sometimes I didn't feel like working out, but I would do like Pilates at home, leg lifts and all that kind of stuff, and abs. Or doing my cardio, my walking. I didn't really do any cardio except for walking, maybe some dancing here and there. I rode my bike a few times. I swam a few times in the beginning of this journey, but I didn't keep it up because swimming is a chore. So the main thing I did 95% of the 5 months was walking, getting my steps. I just wanted to throw that in there because it was on my mind.
Okay, today is November 20th. I have to do my weigh-in and everything 2 days before my birthday because I will not have time tomorrow or my actual birthday. So I'm weighing in at 143.8 today. That's 8.6 pounds in total since June. I know that's not a lot in 5.5 months, but it's still progress. Okay, this was July 31st. I wanted to wear this dress to an event and I couldn't get it zipped up. I was very sad. My husband tried to help me. We couldn't get it up. That means big back, big back. But today, November 20th, your girl was able to get it up. My husband always has to zip me because I can't do it myself, but I'm so happy. That is a big win. Okay, that means big back went down. In order for me to zip that up, that means the proof is in the pudding. You can't make this up. That means I lost some weight somewhere. Even if it's not a drastic change, it's still a win. So today, this is my front and side view, before and after. Let's do a comparison. On the left, that was August. Even though my journey started in June, this picture was taken in August. And the right picture in the red bathing suit is today, November 20th. And let's do a side view. It's not a drastic big change, but it's still a change.
So the first in June, I couldn't get the flap to touch this. In August, I was able to button it up. My waist was still spilling over. It took a long time. Let's see what happens now. Oh God, I'm scared. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, that was a lot faster, okay? It took me like 50. Okay, so my waist is not still the way I want. Like, it used to be wasn't spilling over. Still a little bit muffin top look. But the win here is that I was able to button it up really quickly, and it just feels a little bit better around my waist, not so squeezy. Now my waist is still, a little bit over, but that's a win. Okay, it's not the way I want it, but we gotta get this off. Okay.
So big win today. I was able to button them up in 10 seconds versus the other one. You see, I was still doing it. It took about 51 seconds 2 months ago. So there's some change there. I didn't measure my waist in the beginning. I didn't measure it till October. So beginning of October, around my belly button, it was 34.8. And then after after 30 days, it was a little over 32. So I lost over 2.5 inches. Today, it's still around the same it was 2 weeks ago. So it's about the same as 2 weeks ago. But and then the small part of my waist was 30.10 in October, and then after 30 days it was 29, about 29 inches. So I lost almost 2 inches around the small part of my waist. Small changes, but still big. So let's go over that again. The waist measurement around my belly button was 34.8, and then it's around a little over 32 now. So that's over 2.5 inches around the belly button part of my waist. And the small part of my waist starting in October was 30.10, and now it's around 29. So that's almost 2 inches around the waist. So that's really good. Again, not big changes, but still big. You understand what I'm saying? Like, any progress is big. I lost a total of 8.2 pounds altogether. Was it? No, I'm sorry, 8.6 pounds altogether. 2.5 inches off my waist, and I'm happy. I wanted to go back to me losing 8.5 pounds in 5.5 months. Some people might be like, that ain't nothing, right? Well, let's think about it. It's just reality. I could have been drastic and like cut my calories like hecka down, like 1,200 a day or whatever, right? But that's not realistic for me to keep up. So my lifestyle was realistic, meaning like I ate the way I ate pretty much during the week. And the weekends, events would come and I would eat a little differently out of my regular norm, which would make me gain a pound or two, but then I would have to work that off. And then I end up maintaining 1 week. Sometimes I maintained, sometimes I gained a pound, sometimes I lost a pound. You know what I mean? So that was realistic. So that's why I didn't lose as much weight. Plus my metabolism is a lot slower because I'm in menopause and things are just different. But again, I lost it slow, and that's okay. And I'm not done yet. I still got some back fat to lose. I still want my waist not to be over those pants, even though those pants fit me nicely 7 years ago. It's not about the pants wanting to get back into them. It's just me not wanting my waist to be so thick. I mean, it's better than it was, but it's still, I just want to do better. So I'm still working on this journey. I'm not done yet. Have a little bit of fat to lose around my waist still, and my back. And those pants, they make my waist look like a muffin top a little bit. That's because those pants are small. So if you see, as you see me in regular pants, it don't look like that, or just something that fits my waist better, like the bathing suit or whatever, or like this picture here, you can see that my waist doesn't spill over like that. It's just because those pants are 7 years ago. And technically I probably shouldn't even try to get back into those pants or try to get my waist that small again, because it just might not be realistic. I mean, I'm different now. My body's different. I've changed. I'm in menopause. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's wishful thinking. Maybe I can get it back that small. Maybe I can't. I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, thanks for watching my journey. I hope you guys loved this and you were inspired. And if you've been trying to lose weight, don't give up. Just keep pushing. If you're over the age of 40 or over the age of 45, just know it might take a little bit more time than normal. Things aren't the same as they used to be when we were before menopause and all that perimenopause. Things were a lot quicker. It doesn't work that way anymore. You have to get that in your mind. You have to be patient and just trust the process. Take your time and don't be discouraged if things aren't happening as quickly as you want them to be. Just know that it will happen if you stay consistent and just be encouraged. Okay? So thank you guys for watching. Please subscribe if you like this kind of content. And my birthday's coming up this weekend, and your girl will be indulging. I'm going to be hitting up all the restaurants I used to love when I lived in LA for 3 years. I'm going to be eating a lot of raw foods, but I'm also going to have some junk food, like some nachos that I haven't had in like 7.5 years since I lived out there. These jackfruit nachos, I must have them. And I also want some buffalo cauliflower Oh my God, I'm so excited. So I might end up gaining a couple of pounds over the weekend, but trust it's just going to be like water, food / sodium weight. And then I will work when I get back, I will get back on track in terms of getting back to my normal routine so that water weight will fall off. And then I'll get back to my journey of still trying to lose the back fat and just develop some more muscle and stuff like that. I have some goals. So hopefully there'll be a part 2 coming up in a couple of months, maybe by June. And I will be recording everything I'm eating and doing on my birthday trip to LA. So I'm excited about my birthday and everything. And I hope you guys enjoyed this. I hope you were inspired. But let me know you're watching this. Comment, give me some feedback. What do you think? Let me know. Give me some feedback, y'all. Give me some love. Anyway, if you like this kind of content, I think I said this twice, but go on and subscribe and like and comment and let me know you're watching, and follow me on Instagram at plant-based Nicole Roche. It's in the description below. And I think that's it. Thank you guys for watching my 50th birthday fat loss journey, and happy birthday to me. See you guys in the next video. God bless.